Yo, what is up guys? It is Samool, back again with another Epic 7 video for you guys today. And today we're going to be talking about a very controversial topic today, and that is going to be about the nerfs that HWAYOUNG is expected to receive. So yes, they are finally deciding to nerf HWAYOUNG. She's been extremely broken since her release in PvP. She's a very strong damage dealer that can one-shot tanks and squish units alike while being very tanky because of her barrier. And also because of the fact that she doesn't really need that many stats. All you need on her is like attack, speed, and defense. That's pretty much it. That being said, we're going to talk about the nerfs and what is actually getting nerfed, and we'll also talk about my opinions on this, thing that's happening with these nerfs, right? It's going to happen on the 27th of October, so we still have a month left before the nerfs take place. If you guys are watching this video in the future, the nerfs might have already happened, but yeah, they're basically saying that, they're nerfing HWAYOUNG pretty much because she's like the top tier premier damage dealing unit right now, and they don't really want that in the game, which doesn't really make sense because they should have nerfed her when she first came out, right? Because they did release units to pretty much solely counter HWAYOUNG. We'll talk about that in a sec. So let's first talk about what's actually getting nerfed. Basically all of her skills are getting nerfed, guys. I'm not really a fan of huge nerfs like this. I really think that if you decide to nerf a unit, why not just nerf, one skill at a time and see what happens? Because from what it looks like, looking at these nerfs, she's probably not going to use that much. So first, what's getting nerfed is her S1. So the reason why her S1 is getting nerfed, guys, is because it is a super strong single target attack, especially if you run her on Uberius Tooth, right? And the worst part about this is even if you pick an evasion unit, even if you dodge, you can almost get one shot from this. It's really crazy. So there's deciding to remove that. You actually have to hit the unit to actually do the extra damage. And also they're removing the 15% CR push, which is very huge, especially in Guild Wars if you pair her with like Conquer Lilius, which is very popular. You're not going to be getting as many turns. And, HWAYOUNG doesn't really need that many stats, like I said, right? All you need is attack, speed, and defense, and like some HP. And because of that, people just built her on very fast, like 250 plus speed builds, making it so that she cycles extremely fast, which pairs very well with her S3 because the cooldown is so short. So they are nerfing her S1, no more CR push, and the damage is going up, they're saying, but honestly, against evasion units, it's going down. The biggest part about her S1, guys, was that combat readiness push. They're also nerfing her S2, so they're nerfing her attack by 20%. This is going to be just a 20% less attack on your HWAYOUNG. So if you're running HWAYOUNGs on 7k attack, which is pretty popular, it's going to get nerfed by, don't know how the math works, but a large amount, more than like 1,000, right? I don't know if this scales with your base. I'm pretty sure this scales with your total. So what's actually happening is you're probably going to lose about like 1,500 or maybe like 1,400 attack or something like that. Just a pretty large number. So her damage is definitely going down. So even though the damage is going up on her S1 in the text, the overall damage will be going down because she's receiving less attack from this S2 passive. Now we also have our S3 getting nerfed. So everything is getting nerfed. You're going to see that, before, I think you only needed like 10k HP difference to get the maximum penetration, or not penetration, the damage dealt. But now what's happening is that is going to be, the threshold that you need for the max health difference is going up, so you can't really build HWAYOUNG on like the tankier, super tanky builds anymore. People have been running her on like 14k plus HPs because she is very tanky anyways with that barrier, and why not just make her more tanky to get more S3s off? But now you can't stack her on that much HP because she won't be able to, one-shot tanks anymore if you do that. You're also going to see that they did increase these cooldown, right? So don't know why when they nerf something it's in green text. By the way, it's kind of annoying, but you're going to see that the turn cooldown is very huge nerf because not only is she losing that CR push from her S1, so she can't cycle into it as fast, but you're also getting an extra turn cooldown, which is very bad. I'd say like more than 90% of the time now, if you fight a HWAYOUNG on Guild Wars defense, they will only get one S3 off if they even get one off, right? So big nerf. I don't know why they decided to nerf like this. So I agree, HWAYOUNG definitely needed a nerf, right? And you guys might be saying, oh, you can't nerf in a gacha game, people get mad. But just from a gameplay standpoint, for PvP, she was very toxic. She makes it so that a lot of units can't get picked, right? But she definitely needed a nerf, in my opinion, but nothing like of this scale. I think if you could have just nerfed her S3 like this, like if this was the only nerf that she got, I'm pretty sure she would have been like a lot like more balanced, right? I think like S1 and the S2 nerfs is pretty crazy. I mean, also like the meta is definitely shifting as well. If you guys have been playing a lot of World Arena and PvP, you do have a lot of Earth units that are very, very powerful. So, you know, removing HWAYOUNG as one of the fire answers is pretty bad, right? I think they should have just definitely gave a, you know, light nerf to her and not a huge nerf, because now we're going to see even more Valencias and Senyas and Violets, right, which are already very popular. So I'm just not a huge fan of this. Like, they're like justify everything. Sure, like, yes, her S3 has problems, right? Her S2 is not balanced either. Her S1's very strong. But by nerfing everything to this scale, it's going to be, you know, kind of bad for the game, because you're going to see so many Earth units now. It's going to be crazy, right? Also, they're giving a recall though. So that's a good thing. That's one of the good things that is happening. So if you do have HWAYOUNG, you can actually, you know, select a different unit and turn her in. You get all of your Molagora, all of your runes, you get everything back, even your penguins, your EXP penguins, and you can choose whatever 5-star unit that you want. So if you did choose HWAYOUNG from that selector that you got from the Azeran Foundation Day event, you can always, you're just basically getting another selector if you decide to turn in your HWAYOUNG, which is very nice. And this is going to happen after the maintenance on the 27th of October until the 10th of November. So make sure if you guys are planning to turn in your HWAYOUNG for a different unit, you do it very quickly. Probably going to talk about, you know, what units you should be getting in another video in the future. Yeah, like I said, I'm not a really big fan of this nerf. I think it's a really dumb idea, I'd say. She did need a nerf, like I said, but this is crazy. This is pretty much going to not only nerf HWAYOUNG, but this is going to nerf, like, other units, right? So, like, for example, Yulha. What is Yulha used for? Sure, you can use her in World Arena and RTA for fun, but honestly, there's better units, right? Like, Ice Crow is just better than Yulha, because he has that defense buff, and they work very similarly. But Crow is just way more, like, I'd say more consistent because of that defense buff, and you still don't even see him that much. Yulha is pretty much only a Guild Wars offense unit and only used against HWAYOUNG to one-shot HWAYOUNGs. But now that HWAYOUNG won't be, you know, on defense teams, I suspect you're not going to really see Yulha get used at all either. So, you know, you might as well give a selector for Yulha as well. I have my Yulha built, 6-star, right, everything. I'm pretty annoyed that I won't ever use her now, because you're never going to see HWAYOUNGs really on defense from what I'm seeing. So yeah, it's pretty annoying. Also, like, Taeyu, right, was one of the HWAYOUNG counters. He's also going to be pretty useless now, right? Even though he already got buffed. So, you know, I'd say like buff Yulha or something, or give a selector. But this is why nerfs are, you know, pretty hard to go through. And I do think, like, if they do plan to nerf in the future, I'm sure there's some really OP units. Like, please Smilegate, if anyone from Smilegate is watching, do not nerf like this. Like, this is so insane. Like, I cannot believe that we're nerfing every skill, right? Just nerf one skill, you know, see what happens, nerf another skill, right? It's way better to do nerfs very slowly over time, right? But I think they wanted to do this because they don't want to give out multiple selectors, but like from a gameplay standpoint, I think it's pretty unhealthy for the game to do this. So that being said, you know, if you guys want to know how to actually do the recall, you basically have to go through customer service. It's very, very easy. It might sound like it's going to take forever, but it's very easy. You just have to, you can do it in game actually. So yeah, pretty cool. And also, you know, yeah, like I said, a lot of people are very, very angry about the buff. I usually try to take a neutral standpoint, but I think this is pretty dumb. So yeah, I'm not very happy about this, but we're gonna see what happens. Definitely, if you guys do plan to, if you guys are new to the game, you got HWAYOUNG from the selector, definitely turn her in for another unit. But for me personally, I probably will keep her, because who knows, maybe she'll get buffed in the future again. So yeah, that being said, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about in this video, guys. Just nerfs are coming. This might, you know, set a precedent for the future. They might start nerfing more units. So yeah, it's a pretty big deal, because people spend money to pull units in this game, and people are getting mad. So yeah, just want to talk about what's happening, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.